If your virtual tour has a floor plan or floor plans, then you will use the floor plan manager to link the scenes of your virtual tour to the floor plan. And you'll find that right here in the Manage section of your Fusion Tour software. So we will click on the floor plan manager and you will be brought to the page here where you will see on the floor plan manager that there is a black box at the top. This is where you will be able to view the photos and pans and video that you link with a floor plan. And you'll see that the floor plan manager has already loaded my first floor plan into the editing area to be able to add images to the floor plan. You'll see that all of my scenes for my virtual tour are showing up as thumbnails off to the right here. Again, with those little icons in the upper right corner to indicate whether it's a photo, a panorama, or a video. And you'll see that as you mouse over them, the thumbnail enlarges to give you a better view of the thumbnail to see which image is which. And then at the bottom, you will see all of the floor plans that have been uploaded to the virtual tour. If there's a floor plan that was uploaded by mistake, you can use the delete button, which is this kind of a reddish pink button here with the X on it, and you'll see it says delete floor plan. You can use that button to simply delete a floor plan from the virtual tour if that floor plan is not a part of the virtual tour or was uploaded by mistake. And it'll pop up with a window here that says, are you sure you want to delete this hotspot here? And you can click OK. And it'll say floor plan deleted successfully, and now we're down to just the floor plans that should be associated with this property. Okay, now I'm going to load a different floor plan than the one that's currently defaulted here as the floor plan to edit. So I'm going to come down here, and let's say I wanted to edit this floor plan first. I simply just need to click on the green up arrow, which you'll see as I mouse over pops up a title, Load Floor Plan. And all I have to do is click on that Load Floor Plan button, and then it loads the floor plan up here at the top for me to be able to edit that particular floor plan. Now, as I add panoramas and photos and video to this floor plan will only appear on the images that I have added to this floor plan, and we'll take a look at that here in just a moment. To add a photo or a panorama or a video to a floor plan, all you need to do is simply click on the Add Hotspot button, which is the green plus button next to each of the thumbnails, and click on the one that corresponds with the thumbnail of the image or panorama or video that you want to add to the floor plan. And so let's start with the front of the hotel here. I'm going to click on the plus button. You'll see it says information updated successfully, and then a camera icon appears right in the middle of my floor plan. And that is a button on the floor plan that the person viewing the virtual tour can click on that button to be taken directly to view the front of the hotel. So I'm going to move that out to the front of the hotel on the floor plan here, and I'm going to put that icon right there in the very front, okay? And if I wanted to verify that this was in fact the correct image, I can click right on the camera icon here, and it gives me the ability to delete this hotspot if I no longer want this one, if I added this one in error, or I can click this load button here to load the image in the background to make sure that yes, this is the correct image that should be associated with this part of the floor plan right here. And so all I had to do was just click on the camera icon and click the load button to load that image in the background viewer here. Now, if I wanted to move this camera icon, I can simply just click on the camera icon and just move that to anywhere on the floor plan that I want in order to be able to associate that hotspot with that part of the floor plan. So you can simply just move it around to any location. Okay, now let's add another icon here. And this time let's add a panorama. So there is a thumbnail, and I know that this happens to be the lobby of the hotel. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a hotspot on my floor plan for the lobby. So I'll just click right on the Add Hotspot button there. And it puts, again, the camera icon right in the middle of the floor plan. So I'm going to click and drag that down to the location where the lobby is. And notice that I am not viewing the lobby in the background. I'm still seeing the front of the hotel from this icon. And again, remember that in order to view the image in the viewer behind the floor plan, you need to click on the icon and then load that image. And then that panorama has now loaded in the background. You'll notice there's something new with this icon when I clicked to load the panorama. You'll see this orange pie-shaped area here, and this is called the radar. Now the radar indicates the view that you see of the panorama, which direction you're looking on the floor plan for this particular image. And you can see that as I rotate the panorama, the radar moves around as well, which continues to tell me which direction in this room I am looking at and how that corresponds to the floor plan, which is really great, especially when people are looking at different properties, to be able to know that, okay, back here I can see that this was the front of the hotel, so this must be the front, which corresponds with these front doors right here, and I am looking out the front doors, and then as I rotate, this direction is where the front desk is located in the lobby, and I can continue to rotate. This is where you'd go back to the rest of the hotel back through here, and then here is the sitting area, which we see over here, and then again back to the front of the hotel. So the radar is important because that helps give a visual representation of where they're looking on the floor plan. Now, let's say that this was pointed in the wrong direction, okay? You can calibrate this radar. And what you want to do is you want to simply rotate the panorama to an identifiable direction where you know that these doors are the front of the hotel down here. Once you have the image looking in a direction that you can say is this exact image on the floor plan, then you come down to this button right here, which is the Calibrate Radar button. Now the Calibrate Radar button, when you turn that on, will give you a green line indicating the center of the direction that you are looking. And you can simply click on that green line and drag that in any direction you want to indicate that the view that you see in the viewer of this particular image right now is going to be looking in whichever direction on the floor plan that is correct. Now here you can see my front doors underneath this orange right here is kind of right here. So since I am looking at the front doors right now, I'm going to set this direction. Again, I've still got my mouse button held down. I'm dragging this green line on the radar around, and I'm going to point it in this direction here where I see the double doors, and as soon as I release my mouse, it says heading updated successfully, and the radar is now calibrated that this view is this direction on the floor plan. And you can see that as I turn the panorama, the radar goes around. Another thing that you can do is turn the radar and make the panorama go around. So if I wanted to see what's back this direction, I can see what's back here simply by turning that radar. Alright, so we can see that these front doors here are looking in this direction on the floor plan. Again, you cannot move the panorama while you are calibrating the radar. When you turn the radar on, if you move the panorama here, okay, once you click on this radar button to move the radar, as soon as I let that go, it saves that heading and locks this direction with this view, this angle of view here. So as you can see, I'm no longer looking out the front doors on the floor plan, which I'm seeing the front doors right now. Instead, this is indicating that I'm looking off to this left-hand side here, which actually should be which should be the direction that I'm looking at for the desk. So I'm going to come back here and change my view back to where I can see the front doors. And then as I'm looking at the front doors here, I'm going to turn that Calibrate Radar feature on, grab that line and drag that line right down to where the front doors are. And as soon as I've got that aligned appropriately for the front doors and I release that green line, the heading is updated, and now the radar and the panorama are once again locked together. Okay, so just keep that in mind that if you click on Calibrate, as soon as you click on that green line, once you release it, it's going to update the heading. So make sure that you take your panorama, turn it in an identifiable direction where you can say this direction is this exact spot on the floor plan, then calibrate, adjust that, and then as soon as you let go of that green line, it will update the heading and lock the radar with that direction of the panorama. Okay, so that's how you handle panoramas. Now video. Video can be added as well. To add video, you just look for the icon for your videos, find the thumbnail of the video that you want to add, click on the Add Hotspot button, and then again our camera icon appears right here in the center of the plan, and let's just say that that squirrel happened to be out in a front tree, and so I will just move that hotspot icon over here. Now notice I'm not seeing the video, I'm still looking at the floor plan and the radar. And in order to view the video clip to make sure that this is the correct media that I want showing up here, then I'm going to go ahead and click on the hotspot and load the video. And that is important because you'll see that in a moment here the video is going to pop up. I've got a play button right here, and I can click play, and there I'm able to view the video that is a part of this that is associated with this hotspot icon here, and verify that yes, that is the squirrel video that was taken in the front of the hotel. Alright, so we can see, and I can go ahead and click play here, and you can watch the video and just make sure that that is the correct video. Alright, great. Now, we've added a hotspot for a photo, we've added a hotspot for a panorama, and we've added a hotspot for a video. It's done the same way, just using the Add Hotspot button. If you wanted to remove a hotspot, you can use the delete feature here, or you can click on the hotspot and use the delete feature here to remove a hotspot simply by just clicking on delete. It'll say, are you sure? And you click OK. Then it removes that hotspot. Notice it also is no longer displaying that media because I had removed that hotspot. And notice that the delete button has changed to an add hotspot button since this video is no longer associated with this floor plan any longer. Alright, now if I wanted to edit another floor plan, notice I'm editing this floor plan right now, I could switch over to this floor plan here simply by clicking the load floor plan button. And now I can start adding images to this floor plan. You'll note that since these images, this panorama and this photo, since these have already been added to this floor plan here, again, this is a thumbnail of the floor plan, so it does not show the icons for the images that I have added to this floor plan. But if I load this floor plan here, you will see that there are my camera icons. They do not show up on the floor plan here, so you'll just have to remember which floor plans you've edited and which floor plans you've not edited. So I'm going to go ahead and load this floor plan here real quick, and what I wanted to point out was, notice that these images are still linked to this floor plan. They give me the delete, and this is a new floor plan here that I just loaded. Have not edited this floor plan yet, but it does not give me the ability to add these scenes to this floor plan. And that's important to note because each scene can only be linked to one floor plan in the virtual tour. And the reason that is, when you are viewing this image, the floor plan will appear on the tour for this image. So each image, panorama, and video can only be linked to one floor plan in the virtual tour. And that's just a really important thing to remember. So on this floor plan here, I'll go ahead and let me add this pool photo here. So I'm going to take that pool photo, and let's just say that that's the indoor pool, and that happens to be in this room here. And I can click on the camera icon, and it will bring up the little window here where I can load that image, and yep, that's the correct image there. I'm going to go ahead and add the outdoor pool now to this floor plan, so I will click on that Add Hotspot button there. Again, it adds it in the middle, and if you're unsure if this is the right one, you can view the thumbnail or load the entire image. And again, this one is a panorama, so it gives me that radar again. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this icon and I'm going to move it out here and say that this is the area where that pool is located. Again, all I did was just click on the hotspot, and while I'm holding the mouse button down, move that hotspot to wherever it should be on the floor plan. And then of course I had loaded the media for this particular hotspot, and notice that it is got the radar because this one happened to be a panorama. Now if I don't want the radar to appear, I can click to turn that radar off. I can click on the show or hide radar. So while I have this particular hotspot selected and the media loaded there, I can turn on and off the radar, which will show or not show the radar on the virtual tour. I like the radar, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that back on. Now I need to calibrate this radar, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn this way, and here I can see that here is the corner between the two buildings here, and so I'm going to go ahead and turn my calibrate radar on. Take that radar, I'm going to turn it this direction right here. So there's the corner between my two buildings, and as soon as I release that, it says heading updated successfully. So now as my radar turns around in the panorama, it is synced up correctly. There's that wall, there is that particular part of the building there, and then here's the rest of the building as it goes around. So I now have my radar for this panorama calibrated so that the view that I'm looking at matches the angle that the radar is pointing on the floor plan. All right, that's all there is to the floor plan manager. Now that you know how to link these scenes, let's take a look at the floor plans on the tour so you can see how the images that are linked with a floor plan will display the floor plan on the virtual tour. Okay, here we are looking at the front of the hotel, and over here you can see the floor plan, because this image happens to be on that floor plan, we were looking at the floor plan. Now this image was not linked to a floor plan, so notice that the floor plan disappears, and that's important to keep in mind. Now notice that this one is a panorama, and there is our radar right there that is rotating around as we are looking at this particular room here. Now, I could go ahead and pause this panorama and the radar stops. I could grab the radar and turn it around to look in the different directions. And notice how as I'm looking at this floor plan, I can see that that's the front doors, this is the front of the hotel. And that gives me that ability to correlate what I'm seeing with where that particular direction is on the floor plan, which is just a nice way to spatially orientate myself and understand how this floor plan relates to the images that I'm looking at. And again, so you can click and move the radar around, which rotates the image in the background, or you can click and turn the panorama around, and the radar will follow along with that. Now, I can click on any one of these hotspots. I could click on this hotspot right here, and notice that that takes me back to the front of the hotel because that's the image that we had linked with this particular photo here. And so because those are interactive hotspots that way. Now notice that again, here is a photo that was not linked to the floor plan, so the floor plan does not show up with that photo. However, on this panorama, we can see the floor plan that we had linked to this particular panorama. I'm going to skip ahead here to a pool shot, and notice here is the other floor plan that we had edited. Now we had added this photo right here on the floor plan, and we've also added another hotspot back here, and this hotspot will take us to the outdoor pool. So here's the indoor pool right here, which we are viewing, and I could click on this icon here, and this will take me now to the outdoor pool. And I can see again there that this one has the radar. I can take and turn that around so that I can view different areas of the pool. I can see that I'm looking in the direction of the pool here now. And then I could go back and look at the indoor pool simply by clicking on the icon down in this area to see that this takes me to the indoor pool. Alright, so only the scenes that are linked to the floor plan will show that particular floor plan. And so that's just an important thing, that as you're using the floor plan manager and adding scenes to a floor plan, realize that the floor plan that corresponds with the scene you're looking at will appear in the virtual tour when you're viewing that scene. All right, that's how the floor plan manager works.